Hello everybody, my name is Miguel. Welcome back to Lucid9. Alright, here we are. Someone said, hello stranger. I go, oh? If that is even me, is it? Oh, who do you know? It's Misaki. Hey, Mickey. I abruptly stop in my tracks, finally taking in what she's wearing. A kimono, apparently. Well, you're dressed up. Which is putting it lightly. She's draped in a silken kimono that ripples around her figure like water. Hair and scent. Excuse me. I gotta work on that. I always do these recordings after I'm finished eating, and it causes those random belches. I apologize for that. I know, it's gross. Figure like water, hair and scent with a minimalistic ribbon and crystal pin. She could own the red carpet, or a throne, even with that outfit. Pretty. My mind supplies unhelpfully. I quickly grind that part of my mind to dust. That's all you have to say? Well, what were you expecting? Poetry? Oh dearest, you liken yourself to starlight, with eyes like the moon and a mouth like the purest golden flame that the sun did see. She probably slaps me on the back. Very funny, Shakespeare too. Although, I'm impressed. Your recitation was pretty decent. I feel like she's insulting me, but she genuinely seems shocked. So what brings you here? Do you want to become a model? What? Oh, no need to be embarrassed. Male models are hardly anything new. However, they do tend to be physically fit. Do you happen to have a six-pack? Nope. I'll pretend I heard none of that. Well, Yama will pretend not to hear none of that. I don't have a six-pack. Just thought I'd point that out. What makes you think I would ever want to be a model? You're standing by my company's booth. We are a modeling company. Surprised, I cast a quick glance behind her. Sure enough, a large banner reads, Lotus Modeling, above a tent with a striking photo spreads. Hence the kimono, I assume. You assume correctly. So, where's Rui? I haven't seen her all day. So that's her job. Oh, she had to leave early because that was her booth, so this is her job. I see. So she's a model. Or maybe that's just her job to work at the booth. I don't fucking know. So where's Rui? I haven't seen her all day. That awkward moment when... really? That's funny. She attends this school, right? What? Of course she does. So you've seen her today? Well, yeah. You didn't tell her about me? Hello, social drama. I missed you. Not. How can I word this delicately? Or better yet, avoid it completely. You should probably be getting back to your job. I have my eye on you, Yama. Do you really think I can't tell when you're lying? I believe in my ability to run away. Always the same, I see. I made a mental note to harass you about it later. Until then, Yama. She floats back to her booth, greeting any curious glances with an effortless smile. A model. Her job is modeling. Somehow I find that a little underwhelming. I almost expected her to be involved in something drastic, like the Secret Service, or the film industry. Not that film industry. Or even the Olympics. But modeling, where you pose and change and smile for hours and hours? Adventurous, stubborn Mickey. It doesn't seem to fit her. Whatever. Guess it's none of my business anyway. It's time to see Mr. Ryuta. This time he opens the door as soon as I knock. I must have caught him at a good time. Welcome, Mishamoto. We've been expecting you. He cackles maniacally and taps his fingertips together. You should have turned in your chair while stroking a cat. Ah, Dr. Evil. Bah, everyone's a critic. Would you have rather been left standing outside in the cold? Outside? I'd be in the hallway. You seem awfully eager to prove your mentor wrong, boy. Well, whether I prove it or not, it's still wrong, right? Ah, yes, but that would never fly in a court of law, you see. Imagine it. I declare the defendant guilty. because from a metaphysical standpoint, it is true, even if we have no epistemological link of knowing so. That is a big word for my brain. But I pronounced it the best I could. I just lost you. I get that a lot. Go ahead and take a seat. We got more. I forgot to turn on my timer. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Give me a quick sec. 5 minutes. We'll go with... Okay, so 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go for like a 15-minute thing on the timer. Sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, go ahead and take a seat. We got more important things to discuss now. Hesitantly, I slide into the nearest couch. I've always seen Mr. Ryota as an intelligent man, even if I laid back, but I never actually, well, not understood him. I wonder how much brain mass he's hiding behind that cheery facade. So, the new transfer student, Masaki Kazuhaya. I hope you don't mind I did a little lookup on her. You can do that? Well, there's no explicit rule saying I can't use the confidential databases. I'm pretty sure that there is. Nope. I may be faculty, but I'm not a teacher. It's only stated that teachers have to request special permission. I checked the loopholes. Something feels wrong about this. What did you find out? Well, if I tell you, then that's a solid breach of confidentiality. I don't want to go to jail yet. The food's too good here. Mr. Ryota, I really worry about you sometimes. And this is me talking. So instead, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter, Yama. How did you two meet? And you mentioned that she left. Yeah. I close my eyes, letting the ever-constant hum of the air conditioner calm my nerves. Then I start talking. It's practically subconscious. My mouth dutifully repeats the train of thought running through my mind. Everything is calm, clear, slow. Therapy. Something that I've gotten used to over the years. So I easily turn my brain to the topic of interest. Masaki Kazuhaya. I'd met her when I was young. Not too young. A baby still forming thought patterns and ideas about the world, but young enough to be highly impressionable. It had been on a day when I thought nothing could make me smile. Not the vibrant lanterns strewn between the roofs of multicolored booths. Not the festive rhythm of the taiko drummers urging on the parade of light-bearing dancers. Not the stands in which a variety of nutritionally questionable foods were being served. Not even Rui, who dragged me out of the house despite my best efforts to stay miserable. It was only around an hour into the festival, but I was ready to go. When Rui went to the bathroom, I seriously considered ditching her and going back to my room. Apparently I was scowling. Deeply at that. I didn't know it until a passing girl suddenly stopped in front of me. Does your face always look like that? To say the least, that didn't help my foul mood. I glared up at her. She was pretty. Well, that was the first thought in my head. That instinctive spark of appreciation whenever a guy sees a pretty girl, no matter how much he wants to feel otherwise. Her hair was braided back into an elegant half updo. Light ebony curls framing her porcelain face. Big eyes, long lashes, pointed chin. The kind of traditional beauty you might see in a kimono commercial. Of course, the first spark of interest was immediately overridden by indignance that only an 8-year-old boy could feel. What are you looking at? Oh, what are you looking at? That's me saying that. What are you looking at? Don't look so grumpy. You should be celebrating. She didn't know anything, of course. Not until a few months later. Festivals are stupid. They are not. Why? There isn't even any reason to celebrate. The girl's face twisted into something resembling anger. It looked strange on her face, like a guinea pig attempting to seem menacing. You don't even know what the festival is about, do you? Well, of course I didn't, but I wasn't about to admit that. Of course I do. Oh yeah? What's it about? Well, you make lanterns? Uh-huh, and? I fisted my hands at her condescending tone. You write wishes on them and stuff? Wrong. I'm not. Yeah, you are. You don't write wishes. You write what you want to tell dead people. Ridiculous, I should have said. Why would I even want to talk to dead people? But I didn't mock it. I couldn't mock it. Dead people? Yep. I can write a message to Auntie on this lantern, and she'd see it. How do you know that? Haven't you heard the story? No, I hadn't. But my 8-year-old pride prevented me from saying that, of course. Thankfully, the girl took my silence as confusion. Well, once upon a time, there was a princess. Was she pretty? Yeah. Good at singing? Yeah. Boring. Jesus, Yama. It is not boring. The indignant anger on her face made me snicker the first time I'd smiled all day. Yeah? Well, what happens? Did she get in trouble and a charming prince has to save her? Just listen. Look, she's actually a big meanie. A mean princess. That wasn't a fairy tale staple. Oh. Oh? Yep. But her bodyguard was in love with her and turned her good again. I felt disappointed. The story had a promising start. Bleh, what did he do? Cast a spell? Give a true love's kiss? He died. Jesus. Oh. Don't look so happy. That time, I broke into a tiny laugh. But it made her good again, right? Well, yeah. She didn't trust anyone before. Thought they were all fake and stuff. It seemed that she was glaring at me at the point of the story. At that point of the story. But before I could open my mouth, she was already continuing. Anyway, the bodyguard sacrificed himself to save her life. So the heavens were super duper impressed and put him in the stars. Aren't stars really, really hot? That sounds like a bad thing. Childish indignation flickered across her face. They made him into a constellation, you poop. Remember, we were only 8 years... Remember, just keep in mind, we're 8 years old at this moment right here. Bleh. Bleh times infinity. Bleh times infinity plus. Infinity plus. Anyway, the princess realized how beautiful love really is. Because he died. She saw how much he loved her. So she decided to be a better person and trust people again. This had nothing to do with writing messages to the dead on lanterns. I was rapidly losing interest. Let me guess, she lived happily ever after. Well, no, the bodyguard died, remember? I liked his bodyguard. She glared at me, but somehow it felt less severe than before. She wrote her promise on a lantern and sent it up to the sky so he could see, because he was a constellation, remember? Now, I realize that I could have said a lot of things. That's stupid, he's dead. What could he do about it? But that wasn't on my mind at the time. Everyone turns into a bunch of stars when they die? I think. You think or you know? If they did something to super duper impress the heavens, I guess. I smiled at that. My eyes scored the street and landed on a simple booth. A handful of other kids were gathered around a short portable table, scrawling on lanterns with calligraphy pens clamped in fisted hands. Let's go. But I already made a lantern. Right to another dead person then. With this overwhelming display of tact and political correctness, I raced towards the table, snatched a lantern from a smiling adult, and plopped down with my pen at the ready. Who are you writing to? None of your beeswax. I began to scrawl characters on my lantern. The girl hovered over my shoulder, squinting judiciously at my jagged brush strokes. Why is your handwriting so messy? It's not messy. I can't even read it. I whipped around, narrowing my eyes accusingly at her own lantern. Well, yours... I searched for faults, but not only was her lantern graced with perfect calligraphy, it also proudly bore a few elegant cherry blossoms. Well, yours looks girly. She raised a single eyebrow. It was remarkably sophisticated. It was a remarkably sophisticated expression for a 9-year-old to make. So I'm 8 and she's 9, so she's a year older than me. Oh, okay. I am a girl. And there was nothing much to say to that. Yama, where have you been? It was as if Rui had materialized out of thin air. I hadn't even noticed the rapid pitter-patter of her footsteps. Sorry, Rui. Jeez, could have told me. You were in the bathroom. Clearly displeased, Rui turned her back on me, but smiled at the other girl. Thanks for taking care of him. Surprisingly, the girl smiled back. Easy as you please. Well, weren't they getting along just fine? Why did they have to give me such a hard time? Maybe it was a girl thing. I'm Rui. I'm Misaki. You gonna make a lantern? Yep. How'd you make those flowers? They're real pretty. I can show you. And just like that, the two of them were friends. It took a little longer to warm me up. Yeah, I read that right. But whatever the two of them set their minds to, they accomplished. They had always been that way. So fiery, so capable, so lovely. Two playful angels who, for some reason unfathomable to mankind, saw fit to hang around a bucket of depressing sludge like me. Why do you think that about yourself? Mr. Ryota's voice seems to come from far in the distance, faint but recognizable. I respond distractedly. You know me. I'm not useful, or popular, or particularly intelligent. Silence follows this statement, so I only continue. Our families were close. Misaki's father would always throw these get-togethers at their house over the weekends, or during special occasions. I remember him being really overwhelming at first. He was a lot like Misaki, only bigger and louder. I rarely saw Misaki's mother. The times I did see her, she was pretty distant. Besides that, I really don't remember much about her. At first, we were inseparable, Misaki and us, but then her father had lost his job, and we started seeing less of her. And eventually, they just left. No warning whatsoever. Even our parents tried to get into contact. No luck. It had been as if the Kazehayas had disappeared off the face of the planet. That must have been a really hard blow. Rui says that it had been. Honestly, I don't remember much of what followed. It all passed in a haze. Essentially, I felt abandoned. I had this idea that everyone close to me would leave me. I don't think I could even cry. I only felt empty inside. But Rui says that it was really a terrible time. She says that I didn't eat, didn't sleep, didn't even play any games with her. She says that I looked like a ghost. Heck, practically became one. And I don't remember it, but she says that one day... what the hell? Yama, what's wrong? Dots. Nope, sorry, that's it. Sob story over. Are you sure? You do realize that the entire point of therapy is to share your sob stories. It's not a burden, Yama. I'm glad to hear you out. I feel tired. I think I'll have to stop here. It's mainly an excuse, and a very effective one for therapists. Mr. Ryuta immediately nods in understanding. Thanks for confiding in me. Just know that what you felt was completely valid. I'm sorry you had that trauma. It's fine. I got over it. I'd like to go now, if that's okay. If you're sure. Is there anything I can do for you? I'm okay. Sure you don't want a lollipop? I would like one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but thanks. Have a good day, Yama. But at least take this prescription. Prescription? Seriously? Then I actually look at it. 1 bucket of ice cream to be eaten guilt-free. Oh. As far as the administration knows, this is totally a legitimate treatment. Ice cream is one of the core groups in the food pyramid, you know. He actually pulls a genuine laugh out of me. Thanks, Mr. Ryota, and thanks for listening. Anytime. I exit Mr. Ryuta's office in a considerably better mood than when I entered it. I actually don't feel tired. I feel rejuvenated. Seems like those memories have been weighing on me for a long time. Maybe therapy really will be beneficial. Deciding to take this prescription to heart, I head straight to the downtown shopping area. With my mind cleared, I get to pay a little more attention to the weather. Beautiful, cloudless skies, the slightest hint of a cool breeze. You! A girl careens from around the corner and nearly crashes right into me. Her glasses flash dangerously as she tips her newsboy cap over her forehead, studying me with an intensity that could rival an electronic microscope. Me? It's all I can manage to say at the eccentric sight. Yes, you. And idyllic? Unlettered civilian. Perfect. That girl looks strangely familiar. A hint of a satisfied smile tugs at her lips. For what must be the 100th time today, I feel a keen sense of impending doom. Respond to my questions with either yes or no. Do not deviate, do not invent, and for the sake of both our sanities, do not dawdle. First, am I correct in assuming you're an academy student? You must have the wrong person. I've never seen you before. How can you judge the purpose behind this encounter without knowing the criteria I've set in my approach? I am not mistaken. You are my target. It doesn't take a genius to sense that this girl means trouble. I decide to conveniently ignore her and step around her. She only steps with me, blocking my path. Again. Oh great, I can sense where this is going. As I envisaged it, subject demonstrates a remarkable inability to utilize basic cognitive functions. Talk about uncalled for. Abusive words, overly complicated language. She clearly has a few screws loose. Maybe I should call the hospital to see if they have a runaway mental patient. Alright. How long have I been recording? Okay. I'm gonna cut this conversation. I don't mean to cut it off. We're gonna continue again in another video. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up. It helped me a lot. I'll greatly appreciate it. Share this video with friends. I gotta save this. And until the next time, see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone. What's the time? Whoa. 1, 2, 3. Will you tell this more? Okay. 1, 2, 3. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Oh, okay. I want to get out.